I had buddies that I would try to make bands with, kind of, after I got my first guitar in like 5th and 6th grade. But when you've got a garage full of middle school kids and 4 guitar players, that's not really a band. We were trying to put something together. But after that, in high school, I was pretty into progressive music at that time, like Dream Theater, stuff like that. And found some guys that I was in marching band with. And they were interested enough in what I was into and the kind of music I was into, and they were interested in starting a band. So I found a kid who had a drum set but was not yet a drummer, and a kid whose dad had a bass but he was not yet a bass player. And so it was kind of a trio, and we were instrumental. We had no vocalists, had no interest in writing lyrics, any of us. We were just trying to put together really complex, or what we thought was complex songs at the time. And we practiced every day for 2 or 3 years, and by the end of it, the drummer was a drummer and the bass player was a bass player, and we had, I want to say, about 10 original songs, 6 to 8 minutes in length, which when you're in middle school and we were playing like high school rather, you're playing house shows with like bands that were trying to be like heavy death metal, and they had vocalists, and then comes a trio progressive instrumental band. And, we sucked for a year. I think that's just kind of the timeline, is you have to suck for, I think Dave Grohl says you have to suck for a full year before anybody's, you're going to be listenable in any kind of a way. But even in sucking together for a year, you get tighter. You get to know that, like, oh, the drummer is going to do this fill because that's his signature thing, and the bass player is going to hit an octave here because that's what he does. And once you do that for a while, we became a band to where we were writing songs without ever saying words to each other. It's just, here's a riff, okay, you do that, and so that was probably my first real band experience, to where you all speak the music language together instead of having to, use stupid English words to figure out what you're trying to get across in notation form. But we were together all through high school, and actually after high school, my drummer moved with me to Montana to go to college. So we were trying to keep it together for as long as possible, and he's still a really good friend of mine, and we still jam every once in a while.